How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video, and I gotta say I am excited to kind of get back on some of my old setup when it comes to doing my videos. And I've created a new version of the avatar where I am sitting at a desk with actually kind of like the same setup when it comes to my usual computer. So that is really nice. I will say that no, I do not have the, you guys can barely see it, but the Fallout chair, but I plan on getting one just like this. But enough about that. Why don't we go ahead and get started with a video for you guys. And we'll be, or at least starting off with a response from the channel known as Dogs Suck. Now, for those who don't remember, this is, the same individual who had the channel name known as I Hate Dogs, Dog Lovers Are Mentally Ill. And in case people didn't, or at least don't remember by that exact title, this is the guy that, who doesn't agree with you, will proceed to try to spew death threats and threats of mutilation towards you and your family if you do not conform to the same dog-hating cult that he has unfortunately decided to follow. Now, before we continue with the reaction, I think I should probably mention, just right off the bat, is that I understand, when it comes to, people who are afraid of dogs, like truly afraid, and they avoid them. And to some extent, with some of those people, they, even though afraid of those animals, try to respect the fact that other people who own dogs have them, and don't go overcritical as what these people do. People like I Hate Dogs, Dog Lovers Are Mentally Ill, or Dogs Suck, and Canine Aversion, now being known as the Defenders of Humanity, are people that, in a sense, have created a sort of cult-like behavior when it comes to their own ideals. And anything against their shaken rhetoric is a form of quote-unquote heresy. So I will say with these individuals, so far there has been no point in trying to reason with them, because any type of, differing opinion causes them to become defensive and attack using verbal slurs or insults because they didn't get the response they wanted. So without further delay, why don't we go ahead and talk about, or at least react piece by piece, one of the videos, or first videos, or introduction videos, I should say, for the one known as Dog Sucks, or I Hate Dogs, Dog Lovers Are Mentally Ill. Now, another thing I should probably mention to you is this is not the first channel that this guy has had. As I mentioned before, he's gone by a different name, and that is because several of his other channels that he's created have been deleted, I would either assume by YouTube or himself. I would assume YouTube, due to the lack of, or at least not the lack of, but more of, how dangerous rhetoric he spews when it comes to violence towards others because they had a different opinion than his. There's a lot of cases on this website where he has threatened to gut people, shoot them, find out where they live, and threaten, or at least promise acts of violence towards another individual. So in a sense, this individual, or this person, has been very vocal about how violent he can be, as well as, to a major extent, defending people like the Columbine shooters, as well as various other people who committed mass shootings, claiming that it was justified due to the fact that they were quote-unquote bullied, which I've said before and I'll say it again, is not a suitable reason for committing the acts of violence that they did. So without further delay, why don't we go ahead and get started with this quote-unquote video.
Hello everyone. Are you tired of dealing with dogs who are so annoying, aggressive, mean, vicious, and they always attack you without warning?
I want to say that usually trained dogs don't do that, but as well as when it comes to I want to say when it comes to strays or um, dogs who are put in a sort of defensive position, that would be the only reason that they would proceed to quote unquote attack a person or attack an individual or attack another animal for that matter. Usually, again, 90% of the time, if it's for a defensive purpose, that is the only reason that they would probably attack. There is that 1 to 2% where there is something going on with the animal, which I will say that maybe if it's like due to rabies or there's something else going on, but otherwise, when it comes to 90% of dogs, that usually doesn't happen, which is why when it comes to dog attacks, it's to some extent low. The fatalities are even lower.
Well, you have come to the right place. What my channel is about is giving reasons why dogs should be illegal.
Are you serious?
And why that certain ones should be outlawed, and why dogs are so dangerous and annoying, and giving reasons why it's not a bad thing to hate dogs.
So I'll say it before and I'll say it again. If you don't like dogs, all power to you. You don't have to like them. If you're afraid of them, then okay, we understand. But the thing that gets us, especially when it comes to, people who actually own dogs, is the fact that you spread this false rhetoric about individuals that you don't understand or don't want to deal with. Not only that, but you make people who are genuinely afraid of dogs seem disingenuous and cult-like with this type of behavior. Again, if you don't like dogs, all power to you. But don't spread false rhetoric for something that you more likely 90% of the time don't understand.
Now, I'm not saying that I'm an animal hater. I don't necessarily hate all animals. There are some animals I do like and some animals I don't like, but I am not a big animal lover, because being a big animal lover is it's one of a lot of reasons of what people love dogs is because they're so obsessed with animals that.
So first things first, when it comes to, you're not a quote unquote animal hater, you're still hating dogs. So that in turn means that you hate some animals. Not only that, but let's be fair here. You were posting videos of dogs being mutilated, shot, and abused. So in a sense, you were showing hate towards animals. I know you don't want to consider dogs as part of the animal kingdom, but I'm sorry, your logic doesn't coexist with reality. Second, how exactly would you know that a person is quote unquote obsessed with dogs? And I know that when it comes down to you guys, you, Canine Aversion, I Hate Dogs, you guys try to clump, the sort of dog owners in one big, massive, entity, claiming that they all are obsessive of dogs and they all are quote unquote irrational when really that's not the case. It's just like when I'm talking about various other people when it comes to, or at least, one other individual who tries to claim like a group of people or at least the entire world as one entity with one mind. You can't do that. So I'm going to be honest here, but one person who shows genuine care and respect for their animal does not automatically mean they are quote unquote obsessed. That's not how that works.
That being an animal lover can be a bad habit to you, that it makes you lose so much judgment of you. It makes you have lack of judgment. So
it's funny that a discussion about lack of judgment is coming from an individual who made various death threats and threats of mutilation towards people that had a different opinion than him. Also, by the way, when people were, still giving their opinions about his behavior, he then decided to pull victim and claim that people were, quote, harassing him and or bullying him. Oh, and also death threats.
What the problem is of being a big animal lover. Now, I still don't support of animal haters. I do sometimes like animals, but there are certain animals that I don't like that I think that society needs to investigate whether we should outlaw dangerous animals such as dogs, for example.
Well, since dogs are domesticated animals, I doubt that's ever going to happen. Not to mention the fact that, with a lot of dogs being trained, the attack rate as well as death rate or fatalities is extremely low. So again, I doubt that will ever happen.
So, please stay tuned for further uploads that I will be giving reasons why dogs should be illegal and why society would be much safer if most of them were outlawed.
Oh, trust us. We will. And more likely, what you say will not be, backed up with actual facts as to why dogs are the quote-unquote evil that you believe them to be.
Now, there are some dogs that I'm okay with, but certain ones that I'm not okay with. But I will give you guys some more information once I post more videos soon. So, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Please be respectful. So, thank you guys for watching.
I gotta love that last bit. Please be respectful. When it comes to respect, that's a mutual transaction. You do realize that, right? Especially when, people try to be respectful to you and give their opinions of how you're possibly wrong. And then you proceed to, be violent in nature. So when it comes to respect, we will try to do the same for you, but you have to do the same for us. And you cannot throw a fit when people give a different opinion. Alright, I think I'm done with this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you guys want to follow us on social media, links are in the description down below, as well as check out our daily content and the weekly podcast. This is Rob Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.
2, 3, 5.